It is easy to get bogged down trying to find the optimal plan for change, the fastest way to lose weight, the best program to build muscle, or the perfect idea for a side hustle. We often become so focused on figuring out the best approach that we never get around to taking action. As Voltaire once wrote, "The best is the enemy of the good." This trap is the difference between being in motion and taking action. When you're in motion, you're planning, strategizing, and learning. These are good things, but they don't produce a result on their own. Action is the type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. If I outline 20 ideas for articles, that's motion. If I sit down and write an article, that's action. Searching for a better diet plan is motion. Actually eating a healthy meal is action. We default to motion because it allows us to feel like we're making progress without running the risk of failure. Most of us are experts at avoiding criticism. We stay in the planning phase because it delays the moment we might be judged publicly. When preparation becomes a form of procrastination, the strategy has failed. You don't want to merely be planning, you want to be practicing. To navigate the river, you have to start the engine. At the University of Florida, Professor Jerry Uelsman tested this concept with his film photography students. On the first day of class, he divided the room into two distinct groups. The quantity group would be graded solely on the amount of work they produced. 100 photos earned an A, 90 earned a B, and so on. The quality group, however, was graded only on excellence. They needed to produce just one photo during the semester, but to get an A, it had to be a nearly perfect image. By the end of the term, all the best photos were produced by the quantity group. While they were busy taking photos and learning from their mistakes, the quality group sat around speculating about perfection. They finished the semester with nothing but unverified theories and one mediocre photo. The quantity group honed their skills through active practice. One side of the room chose action, the other chose motion. The success of those photography students is rooted in a biological reality. Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes automatic through repetition. With each repetition, the structure of your brain changes to become more efficient. Neuroscientists call this long-term potentiation, where neural connections strengthen based on recent patterns of activity. This follows Hebb's law, first described in 1949. Neurons that fire together wire together. These physical changes are visible in experts. In musicians, the cerebellum, which is critical for physical movements like plucking a guitar string, is larger than in non-musicians. Mathematicians show increased gray matter in the inferior parietal lobule. The size of this region, which handles computation, correlates directly with the amount of time they have spent in the field. Scientists found that London taxi drivers have a significantly larger hippocampus, the region involved in spatial memory. When a driver retires, this region actually decreases in size. Every time you repeat an action, you activate a specific neural circuit. Cell-to-cell signaling improves and the connections tighten. Each repetition carves a permanent physical pathway into your neural anatomy. To master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. This leads to automaticity, the ability to perform a behavior without thinking about each step. It is the moment the non-conscious mind takes over. This chart shows how habits follow a trajectory. In the beginning, at point A, a habit requires conscious effort and concentration. As repetitions increase, it gets easier. Once the curve crosses the habit line at point C, the behavior becomes more automatic than conscious. People often ask how long it takes to build a new habit, but they should be asking how many repetitions are required to reach this threshold. This graph tracks the automaticity of a daily 10-minute walk. It reveals that there is nothing magical about 21 days or 30 days passing. Habits form based on frequency, not the passage of time. You need to string together enough successful attempts until the behavior is firmly embedded in your mind. It's the frequency that makes the difference. Stop endlessly planning the route from the dock. To build a habit, you just need to get your reps in. As the saying goes, walk slowly but never backward.